Sponsored by Chartered Financial Strategies. You are now watching Tax Bytes.
All right, welcome to another episode of Tax Bites, and today is a continuation of that theme of simple things made difficult, and this is about paying the IRS. And to a certain extent, when you file your tax return and you pay your taxes, that is not so much usually a problem. I will make the point that when you pay with a check, and I usually recommend everyone pay with a check versus other means, but when you pay with a check, if you look at the instructions on the 1040V, that's the form you pay with, you will see very specific instructions on what you put on your check, your social security number, tax year, 1040 tax, those things. Those are incredibly important, and realize that. You send me a check for my services, I know how to apply it. Due to the bureaucracy as well as the size of the bureaucracy, they need some direction, and they can misapply it. More importantly, if you don't give instructions on where a payment should go, especially via check, they have the discretion to put it where they want, more or less. I mean, they're, your tax ID to some extent, but what year it goes to and so forth. So to a certain extent, you need to give them instructions when you pay, and that's what that form is telling you how to do, even for your current year taxes. But this is more about if you owe money, that's really where the complexity starts to rise, when you owe money to the IRS. And an example I have is a couple who was getting divorced. They had a $90,000 tax bill outstanding, and the desire was to resolve it, before the divorce finalized. And so I was obviously called in to consult with them, and I showed them. I said, you have some resources in the marriage. Use those. Don't work a payment plan. You want a divorce. If you have a payment plan after divorce, you're kind of still married with that debt. So anyways, long story is, they gave me a $75,000 check from their resources. They had liquidated. I'm trying to walk this into the IRS office here, and I'm bounced around for about an hour and a half from office to office. No one wants to take the check. And oddly, a security guard in the lobby kind of catches wind of the situation, realizes this seems odd. Someone wants to pay $75,000. Someone should want that check. I don't know who he called, but they came down, gave me the right information, stamped my receipt of payment, and things got applied properly. But that took like an hour and a half or so to make that happen. It shouldn't be that difficult. So that's kind of a demonstration of it. Further is when you look at things like payment plans through electronic websites, and for older debt, I think the EFTPS is the only one you can use. You can make voluntary payments through this system, but when you make voluntary payments through electronically, there are no instructions. So the IRS gets to pick where to put the information. And you can, if you have 3 or 4 years owed and you put it to 1 year, they'll just move it to where they want. So you're wanting to take care of this debt or that debt, and they're going to move it to where they want. So, but a check written and mailed in will be treated differently. So I pay electronically, I get treated differently. I pay by check, I get treated differently. I got to give instructions. It gets very complicated. Even when we go to a formal plan, this is kind of the final agreement document for a payment plan, and I want you to draft it from a bank account so I don't have to think about it. And I'll tell my clients, you know what, these are commonly, the auto drafts are commonly take forever to set up. And so you can say, you know what, you've signed this up, it's supposed to start on the 15th of the month, 2 months down, you're going to check this month, but on the 16th of the following month, if it's not paid, write another check, and keep doing that until you see it drafted. And I've seen these never get set up. The client comes back a year and a half later, and it's still not been auto drafted. They've been writing checks. So then you have to call in and deal with that issue. So even telling the IRS what to do and how to get it out of my account can be difficult. So something as simple as paying the IRS is not always simple. And so that's kind of the tax bite here, is again another thing that should be simple made difficult by bureaucracy, by the IRS, however we're going to title this. But that's the tax bite of today. Things that you think are simple really are not. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.